Welcome back, guys. Equity Podcast, Berek here, where we're helping you invest in yourself. We're talking 3 tips to help you be a better coach to yourself. What we see a lot of times in the gym is people can be very critical of themselves, which, a little bit of that type of coaching can be super helpful. But what we find a lot of times is when people are being really critical of themselves, a couple things are happening. One, it's an excuse. It's literally an excuse. It's complaining, and it isn't productive. Like, they're not using it in a productive manner. We'll get a little bit more into that a little bit later. And we want this to be productive. How we want to be able to coach ourselves like we would talk to another person, right? We don't talk to ourselves like we would talk to somebody else, and we want to do that. We want to be able to talk to ourselves, to self-coach, to bring us up a level, to bring us up, not to bring us down. So we're going to focus on 3 tips. We're going to talk pre-workout, we're going to talk workout, and then we're going to talk post-workout. All right, so we're going to have a tip for each. So the first pre-workout tip is goals. We're going to talk about this in a few different ways. So the first one is, what is your overall goal for the workout, right? Why are you in the gym? Understanding that is going to change how you attack a workout. If you're here to be healthy and fit, that's awesome. We need to attack a workout like that, right? You don't need to be looking at everybody. You don't need to be doing making sure that you're doing all the heaviest stuff and whatnot. What you need to focus on is remembering why you're doing these things, right? Is doing that crazy heavy deadlift really going to help you just stay healthy and fit, or are you doing it more of just an ego thing, right? Like, you know what? I don't need to deadlift 250 pounds. 205 is plenty fine, right? So that thing, understand why we are in the gym in the first place. Now, the next level, that's kind of like highest level. The next level is, what's the goal for the workout? What's the stimulus of the workout? What's my goal for this workout, right? We've talked in the past about practice, training, and competing. Majority of what we should be doing is training. Practice, we should be doing that every single time, right? When we're warming up, we are practicing. And there's times where that's all we do is just practice. And training should be what we're doing majority of the time. When we're competing, we're doing a benchmark or we're doing a competition. And there's other people that don't need to do that at all, necessarily, depending on what your goals are. But if we're trying to see, compare on, how we did last year, we want to know that. What we don't want to do is be competing every day. And then the other part is that, like, hey, what's your plan? What's your strategy? What are you working on this? Like, if it's meant to be, something like 75-pound snatch for guys and 55-pound snatch for ladies, and that's your 1 rep max, that's probably not the desired stimulus for the workout. It's probably something that's meant to be a little bit more faster paced. So if you're not hitting that stimulus, we're going to miss the workout. So we want to make sure that we understand what our goal is, what the workout goal is, and having a plan and a strategy for that workout beforehand can really help us make sure that we're not just working hard and not just doing it just to do it, right? Like, anybody can work hard, but can you put a why? Can you put something else behind that, right? We want to be able to put some substance behind that workout, some reasoning behind why we're doing these things. So that's pre-workout. Overall goal, workout goal, and stimulus. And then what is our plan and strategy for this workout? Why are we doing this workout? All right, so now during the workout, what we want to do is, the first, we talked about having a plan and understanding what we're doing before the workout even starts. And we want to make sure that we're sticking relatively close to that plan. Like, everybody has started a workout like, hey, I'm going to do fives on this. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's not a good idea. And we can adjust that. But if we have a plan to train toes to bar and we want to get better at linking our toes to bar, so our goal is to stay with fives the entire time, and as soon as that gets hard, you just stop doing it, we're competing and we're not training. So we want to make sure that we're training that, and you're not going to get your best score, and that's okay. That's the point. We're going to train now so we can compete later. So we want to make sure that we're sticking with our plan. The next one, like part of that inside the workouts, we want to make sure that we're talking to ourselves. We're aware of the self-talk we're giving ourselves. If we're constantly saying, man, now you're behind, you need to go faster, you're so out of shape, how is that going to make you feel? Imagine saying that to another person. How is that going to make that person feel? You're not going to perform to your best. It's not going to happen. So we need to be aware of what we're saying to ourselves, and we need to make sure that we're enhancing our performance instead of eliminating it. Enhance your performance with your self-talk. Don't limit it. Another thing that we can be like, if we have a plan for a workout, like here's a perfect example of having that talk. We just did 23.1, and the real struggle for me personally was the cleans. Like, it is just a grind. And I do not want to pick one up, but I can pick up another one. So I knew that was going to be a hard point of that workout. So I made sure when I got to that, I made sure that I was aware of the words that I was saying in my head and making sure that I stayed in a self-talk that was going to help enhance my performance, right? Putting something underneath the barbell, like on the ground or on a board, being like, you can pick it up, you can do one more, you do hard things, right? Something that brings you up, that is going to enhance you, not pull you down. Instead of saying, man, this is heavy, I'm tired, I'm breathing really heavy, like, I can do one more, I can do one more, I do hard things. And imagine what that is going to do, what that performance is going to look like versus those two different things. So be aware of what you're saying in your head and how it affects your performance. All right, the last one, post-workout, and this is what really spurred this idea. This is where I got this. So this is something that I literally started doing because I noticed that I always started my comments in my workout with something negative. So what we want to start doing is we want to structure how we do our comments. So I just finished the workout. I'm going to log my workout. And I now have a specific structure in what I do. The first thing I do is I put in something that I'm proud of or that felt the best. I'm putting a win first. Where do I feel like I had a win in that workout? How do you think that is going to make me feel when I put that in? Right? And I don't look at anybody else's workout. I don't look at anything else. I start as soon as I get done. What am I proud of? What was my win? What was the best thing about that workout? And that's just going to change everything else after that. Now, it doesn't matter where I was on the leaderboard because I did that thing really, really well. And that's going to help me long term towards whatever my goal is. And if we start it with that pre-workout, we've had a plan from beforehand, and we know what we were working towards. After that, I give the facts, because especially with benchmarks, it's good to have like rep breakdowns and pacing and that type of stuff. So I just give the things. So like, for example, for 23.1, I did the toes bar in 5, 4, 4, 4, 4, then 3s, then 2s. I finished those at this timestamp. I finished the row at this timestamp. I finished the wall balls at this timestamp. I did these rep schemes. I did 10, 10, 7, 6, 7, whatever it is. And it's singles on the cleans. I finished the cleans at this time, right? Just data. There's no way to manipulate that. It's just what it is. And then at the end, I'll say, well, this is where I probably could have made some gains. I could have, there was a chance I could have done this a little bit better. If I would have, done sets of 7 or sets of 8 on the wall balls and sets of 10. I think I could have reduced my time in that. I really got gassed on the wall balls. Doing them in smaller sets probably would have helped. Right? Something that is going to be analytical, something that a coach would come and give you some feedback on. So this is like some true feedback. But what we don't want that to be, like we mentioned at the top of this, is it shouldn't be excuses and complaining. It should be something that you can control and something that you can work on to get you closer to your goal, and something that is going to make you better. Making excuses and complaining is not helpful. All right, guys, that's my 3 tips: pre-workout, during the workout, and post-workout. If you think this might help somebody, share it with them. If you have any questions or you want to share some tips that you use during your workout, comment below or shoot me a message. I'd love to hear about it. Remember, guys, invest in yourself. Thank you. Cheers.